years for the new market. Tobago doesn't exist.
You are quite right with that, and that's why I have said repeatedly, even things like the opportunities with Sanders and other places, these are things that help to put you on an international perspective. But the point is, the attempts at marketing Tobago have been woefully abysmal in the past, in that there appears to be no clear idea, no clear definition, no clear focus as to what they're doing. It's been fits and starts, and it's been basically a collection of joyride by politicians who and their friends and family members who go on these supposed trade shows and tourism shows, and they're all off in Walmart shopping and JC Penney and Sears and Macy's, if you understand me, instead of trying to make something productive of the visit or the trip. So we need to fully understand that. I have shared with the powers that be in Tobago a basic concept of what tourism is about, and it seems they still don't understand it. I have said for you, and you could analyze this, and I know you dissect it and give me your feedback, but I have said basically the idea of tourism is it's a way of pleasantly separating a visitor from his money in a way that he has such a fantastic time that he wants to come back and do it all over again. You must make the experience, that's what tourism is. It's an experience that is so enjoyable for the visitors that they will say, hey, listen, next year we're going to Tobago again, because from the start, from the time I reached in the airport to get my flight, it was such a smooth and pleasant experience. From the time I landed, the taxi drivers, the persons who greeted me, the persons who treated me at the restaurants, it must be an overall encompassing experience that weeks afterwards, you're supposed to be still basking in the glow of, wow, that was amazing. And we don't have that yet in Tobago. That's the reality. We don't have that at all. So that's why I am at least trying to start with Caribbean Airlines. Make it easier for our main market, which is Trinidad, to get to and from. People are not supposed to be waiting hours and hours in an airport for a flight. I had a really interesting experience recently, where some friends were going to New York and some friends were going to Tobago. The persons who got to Piaku, they boarded their flight to New York, landed in New York, cleared, and reached home to their homes in New York. And the persons who were going to Tobago were still at the airport in Piaku waiting on standby for a 15-minute flight to Tobago. Imagine the irony of that. So in other words, you could get to New York faster than you could get to Tobago. That's absurd. That's really, really absurd. And this is something that ought to be a priority of the government. And I call upon the government and the Prime Minister. He has the chairman of Caribbean Airlines there with him in Qatar. So maybe this is an opportunity for him to speak to him and tell him to fix Tobago.
And